everybody, it's Colin. I hope everybody's having a great day today. I've got a treat for you guys today. I have someone on the back of the bike, which I'll introduce in just a second. But first, let me tell you a little bit of personal history about yours truly, Colin. So I don't delve too much into my personal life on this channel, but I do share some. But recently, I have 3 kids, and all 3 of them now have officially graduated college. Or excuse me, graduated. One just graduated high school, and the other 2, one graduated college and the other one's about a year away. But anyway, my youngest one, my daughter, the one who likes to ride with me, if you've checked out the channel before, she's been on a couple of vlogs. But anyway, she just graduated, and one great thing about graduation is your family comes in. So I was very blessed to have my mom and dad who flew in from Texas. Yes, they live in the, God, what is the name of that? The hill country in Texas, and they absolutely love it out there. I've been out there a couple times. Great areas to ride. But I was very lucky that they came up and spent a week with us in Maryland. And guess what? Now, on the back of my bike is my mom, and I will tell you, she's not going to like me telling you this, she's the big 80, so she's up there. She's 80, and I want to introduce you to her because there's a history with her and motorcycles and me being on a bike, and we're going to talk about that today. But I'm going to give her a lot of credit because this is the first time she's actually been on the back of the bike with me. So let me introduce you to my mom. So say hi, Mom.
Hi, I'm Betty.
That's Betty, everybody. And Betty has so kind of a history. I can't call you Betty. I got to call you Mom.
That's okay.
But for the sake of the audience, you're Betty. But I'll call you Mom.
I'm Mom.
You're Mom. So I'm the type of guy. When I was growing up, I kind of liked motorcycles. I had an itch for them. And my mom behind me, though, not so much. So unfortunately, we had an incident that kind of soured her taste in motorcycle riding. So Mom, I'm going to ask you kind of like the history. You used to be kind of anti-motorcycle. Now you're not as much, and you can explain that in a minute. But what was the reason why, and be honest, what was the biggest reason why you had issues with me growing up and wanting to be on motorcycles?
Well, I've always thought they were dangerous. But one thing that happened in our life was our daughter Beth, who is Colin's older sister by a couple years. She was riding a bicycle when she was about 6 years old. She was going down the street. She was with one of her little friends, and the mother of the other little girl said, "I'll stand out front and watch for them." Well, this mother was very, very pregnant. So as the kids were riding down the street, one of them got safely to where the mother was, but as our daughter Beth was riding, a guy came around the corner on a motorcycle, and they said he was going extremely fast, and he broadsided Beth. And what it did was just flip her way up in the air. She went about 20 feet, and then she fell down and had some medical issues as a result of this. So I was absolutely terrified of bikes, of motorcycles. So whenever Colin talked about them, I squelched that right away.
Yes, you did.
And, he just did not. I just didn't even want to hear about the things that he liked. He had a bike that, like a dirt bike, that he wanted to ride all the time, and I was even hesitant on that one.
No, I think, because I think, fast forward many years, and I believe I was in 8th grade. This is when I was living in San Antonio at the time. We've lived all over the place throughout our life, but we lived in Texas a couple different times, and I lived in San Antonio, and during this time, I went through what they call a 3-wheeler phase, where I wanted, and they don't make them anymore, obviously, for safety reasons, so how about irony of that? But now they make 4-wheelers, but I went through, and my mom and dad, I remember you guys had a living hell with me, because I was, let's just put it this way, I was kind of a little whiny bitch. Sorry, forgive my language, Mom, but I was. I whined a lot that I couldn't get that, and you remember during those years how bad I was?
It was terrible. all he could talk about, why can't I have a 3-wheeler? Why can't I have a 3-wheeler? And we just kept saying, no, there is no way. They're too dangerous. Which turned out to be a fact. But
yes, you've made that
he
abundantly
never
clear.
shut up.
You're killing me. So then life happens. Okay, so I grow up, and then in my mid-30s, you know, I'm out of the house, obviously. I'm married now, and I have a family, career. I got the itch again. I was like, you know what? I don't live with my mom anymore. I could do this. So I told her, and I don't know if you remember the conversation, Mom, when I told you I was getting my first motorcycle. Do you remember that?
Slightly.
So I remember telling you, and you were you had trepidation. I think you were more forgiving now that I was older, but you had a lot of worry because of obviously, and that's a normal fear. You're my mom. You don't want anything to happen to your little boy, and that's, you know, you told me that you were very scared of me getting a motorcycle. And then, I don't know if you remember what I told you, but I said, you know what, I'm going to be extremely cautious, as I always have been. I'm a very cautious rider. I'm a very defensive style rider. I didn't get out and buy a super fast bike like a sports bike. I ended up buying like what they call a fat bob, which is a little bit lower level than this touring model. And I proved to you over the years that I was responsible, right? And then slowly you started coming around. And so now it's kind of ironic. Well, I don't know if it's ironic, but it's funny now, years later, when my mom's 80 years old, and again, I'm sorry about making sure I'm emphasizing that 80, because I'm proud of you, because I don't see too many 80-year-old women on the back of a bike, and how excited you are to be on this. Because tell me this, are you having fun now?
I'm just having a blast.
So,
This is just so much fun, and I'm so glad he's got this bike because it gives him an outlet to just go out and enjoy nature and enjoy his friends he's met through biking.
See, so technically I was right and you were wrong?
No, because I'm still nervous about it. I know how cautious you are. It's the other fella that worries me.
Yeah, this is true. I mean, you always got to worry about the other rider, especially people. You'd be amazed. It's the people in cars you got to worry about.
I'm sure.
You know, there are some other crazy riders out there, but it's more the people in the four wheels that you got to worry about and kind of keep your head on a swivel. But it was funny. I'll tell a quick story and then we'll wrap this up, guys. You know, first, before I get into this story, I'm going to thank my mom. I'm very proud of you, Mom, and you've been an awesome mom, and I'm going to tell you in front of YouTube how much I love you, and I wouldn't be the same, or wouldn't be the man today if it wasn't for you, and Dad too, obviously, but you were a very big instrumental part of my life, and you've made me who I am today, so I appreciate that. So just remember that when you're mad at me and how the things I said on YouTube, you can go onto the internet and say, look, he actually said it. So there you go. But anyway, this funny story. So I told my mom, and for those of you that are new to the channel, I'm picking up a new bike in about a week or two. And it's the Pan America. So I came home the other night, and after this huge, long day I took a class called Clutch Control. It was a dirt bike riding class. And I will tell you this, I have a newfound respect for anybody that rides dirt or adventure, because I've never hurt, my body has never been in so much pain than I was after the end of that day, especially the next day. Once I woke up and how sore I was. I used muscles I never thought I had, but I had an amazing time. Anyway, I came home and told them that I was getting an adventure bike, so I had to show them what an adventure bike was. So I went to YouTube and I found a couple videos and just said adventure bike, typed it in. And do you remember the things you were saying, Mom, when you were watching that? Remember, this is the one from Utah?
Oh my God, I said, you're a damn fool. You know, I can't believe that you're doing this. Your knees are going to blow out doing this, and they probably will.
No, they won't.
But you know, I've come to terms with it. Especially now that I got on the back of this bike, I have more respect.
Oh, so the whole time you could have been on this bike. I could have got you on a bike 25 years ago.
I don't think so.
And I would have never had to deal with all this grief that I dealt with you.
No, I don't think so, because at that time you weren't real responsible, but you are now.
Oh, throw me under the bus, I see.
Okay.
So I'm taking her for a little spin, guys, around my neighborhood, and I wanted her to have this experience. You know, she told me when she got here and came to visit my daughter that just graduated, said, you know what, I want to go on a bike ride. I want to ride with you, and I was so excited, you know, because the whole life she's kind of been anti-motorcycle and how much she came around, and I'm proud of her that she's on the back of the bike. And Mom, again, I'm throwing you under the bus here, but for 80, wow, you are an amazing shape for being an 80. year old woman, you're out on a motorcycle, cruising the back roads of Southern Maryland, I think you're ready for a long trip. So we're going to go to a meetup here in a couple of weeks with a bunch of different riders. I think I'm taking you.
I would love it.
When you go, I'll take you up. You can hang out with all the, maybe you get some tattoos, and we can do a couple different things. Get you some patches, some leather. How's that sound?
That sounds great as long as the tattoos are temporary. I'm too old for that.
No, you're not. You're not at old at all. But Mom,
no,
thanks.
I'm 80 years old, but I got a 20-year-old mind.
Absolutely you do. I'm very proud of you. All right, guys, now get out there and ride. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video with my mom and I. I'm going to take advantage of it because she lives in Texas, and you're not going to get a lot of dual vlogs with old Mom and me, so I'm pretty stoked that she came along for the ride. All right, guys, be well, and I'll talk to you guys soon.